Greetings, Dragon Ballers. Didier here. Shut up, why are you laughing? Look at the camera.
Your little wrist.
Look at the camera. Fucking asshole.
Your little greetings, Dragon Ballers.
Greetings, Dragon Ballers. Right. Greetings, Dragon Ballers. Didier here, and it's about 3 weeks after we, went to New York
for Dave's pre-release tournament. Yeah.
Right, and the release of the new Dragon Ball Z card game. We've taken the last 3 weeks to kind of just gather ourselves, and I've made 6 decks myself, 1 for each style. How many decks have you made?
I've made 5 decks, and I've only used 3 styles because I made 2 orange, 2 Namekian. They were my favorite in the old game, and they're still my favorite in this game.
So we got a chance to kind of survey the scene and see what the meta game is, developing into.
People are already looking for tiers and what the meta is. The meta. I mean, people are having local tournaments. It's fine, and that's obviously what we're going to play at right now, but you know, we're curious to see really what's more consistent than other styles, what decks are more consistent than other decks, and what variations could make or break, you know, a big tournament with 50, 100 people maybe.
You know, a lot of people in the beginning complained about the personalities being pigeonholed in certain styles, you know, citing Gohan and Piccolo, but I think we're seeing a little bit more variety in decks than we first anticipated.
People were thinking Trunks was only even an option in black, and I don't think that's the best Trunks deck. I think a lot of people out there think Saiyan is the best because Trunks is level 2, which I didn't even realize at first. His level 2 jumps to like, what, 800 million?
No, it's a 500,
sorry,
500, oh, it's 700,000.
700,000. So, I mean, the anger that Saiyan offers is much more versatile than the control that Black offers, despite his named card, which we don't even use in Saiyan.
Yeah,
because
it doesn't gain anger.
It's a hit effect. I mean, it's crappy. Devastating Blow is better than that. It gains anger and removes him too. So, I mean, you know, people thought Trunks Black because of his name card, but in my opinion, Trunks is better than Saiyan. I think a lot of people think that out there.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot more variety in decks. You know, Namekian is just not Piccolo. I feel like Gohan is just on the same level as him right now. And Red was...
Gohan was designed for Red, which
Gohan was
funny.
originally designed for Red, and I really don't feel like Gohan is that strong in Red. I feel like Vegeta just dwarfs him completely.
Who was designed for Saiyan.
Yeah. And likewise, Trunks is just taking Saiyan by storm because of once you hit level 2, you're in E bracket. You know, you're doing 5 damage if they're in the A bracket. So
it's almost like a stare down when entering then, because you look at the top 4 on the level 2 of your opponent, so you can choose what not to give them. At the very least, you see what they're going to draw. So it's a great advantage entering them and just trying to beat the shit out of them.
Right, and Saiyan is so brute force right now that Trunks' powers kind of give him just a little bit of that control and tech. You can look at your cards, choose the card that you want, look at your opponent's cards, see what blocks he's drawing into, see what attacks you can play and what's going to hit and what's going to be blocked.
With Vegeta, I mean, Vegeta can anger 2 from his level 1, but even jumping up to level 2, he gets to like 20,000, something like that.
Yeah, it's not very strong.
It's not compared to Trunks, which also means that it's a lot more chance of using all those effects that trigger if you're higher than your opponent.
Right. He does. Vegeta does have Vegeta's anger as well as a named card.
He does.
Yeah, but I mean, again, that just shows that the versatility of this game, where you know they were trying to put him towards that style by even creating a named card for him that is, well, I mean, there's no other effects in the game that trigger off of you being stronger than your opponent other than Saiyan. So, but Vegeta Red, I feel like, is just a stronger version of it because his power, both his level 1 power essentially gets you to level 2. I mean, all your attacks gain if successful, or hit, raise your anger 1. And his 2 and his 3 fuel the Red idea of doing critical damage and gaining anger off of it. His level 2 is if successful for the remainder of combat, all your attacks that gain anger do +1/+1. And his level 3 is all your attacks that gain anger do +3/+3. And quite often I've been able to combo up on the level 2 and level 3 power and making them all do +4/+4.
Yep, he did an attack on me. We were just playing a game and it did like 14 stages and it's 4 or 5 lives, something stupid like that. And we were talking about it when we were playing that game too. Saiyan has stronger attacks, but a lot of the effects are mediocre to okay, whereas Red has much better control effects, not as much damage. Getting to level 2 and 3 Vegeta compensates for that.
Right. And likewise in the Namekian style, you know, everyone's talking about Piccolo Namekian. It's a very strong deck. But Gohan is, I mean, his level 4, it's stated in the CRD that
Gohan
it interacts
is stupid
with itself.
Because his 2 gets to level 3 quickly, and his level 4 is an insta-win. All you need is 2 attack phases.
Or just rejuvenate.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. Any attack phase, you can win, get to level 4, and just win by passing or rejuvenating. As long as you have 2 cards in your discard pile that have anger in the box, which
not that hard to do.
There are too many, yes.
So I mean, both of Gohan's name cards have anger in the text box. So, and likewise for Orange style, you know, Goku was, you know, tailor made for Orange. All his levels interact with drills, and then there's also Kamehameha. But I mean, I know that a lot of people are talking about Goku Orange, and I feel like it's a really good deck, but I feel like it's going to get beaten by Black right now.
Goku Orange is something that you obviously know that I've been playing it, and I even played it in the old game, Supreme Kai Orange, but it's missing something. And I'm, you know, obviously people
maybe
know
it's
that
missing truck lift.
I'm sorry, people know that truck lift. And you know, a lot of people like myself are bitter about that. It would make the deck stronger, but it still wouldn't be OP. It helps it a lot, but what I've noticed in Orange, at least if you're doing drill version like Goku, is that the effects to help your drills and control your drills, get them into play and whatnot, they're not as needed as much as I originally thought. In my first build, I had way too many cards that play drills from the discard pile, so Truck Lift itself is good, but again, you have to have a drill in the top 4, and even if you do, there are a lot of cards that can put it back into play besides Truck Lift. Truck Lift isn't needed. It would help give it a boost, without a doubt, but again, a lot of the wording on Orange, which we'll get into in a moment, isn't conducive to really how you want to play the deck. So Truck Lift, I could even be negligible. In my version, I only play 1 to 2 Orange Search Maneuvers even because of certain ways the cards are worded. And again, we'll talk about that.
Well, there's differences there because Searching Maneuver does no damage. Searching Maneuver gets it at the end of combat, so it doesn't help you immediately.
True, but it does save it for the turn, so they can't do it in damage. They can't search and technique it. So, I mean, it has its advantages either way.
And we see Goku Orange, and the reason I say it's susceptible to like losing to Black is because all you have to do is Black Scout Goku's Kamehameha first turn, and you're just crippling a large portion of that deck. It's really designed, Orange...
Now, we're going to agree to disagree on that, because...
It's really designed to do Kamehameha.
It's designed to do Kamehameha.
It doesn't need Kamehameha to win.
Because nothing is funnier than Confrontation Kamehameha for like 18. But remember, Kamehameha also does stages, which I made a fatal flaw playing it before. If they're at full, they can absorb 10 damage right there. So it's not an instant win like people think. But in my opinion, Kamehameha is iffy. Kamehameha is like in the old game, it's kind of like Carpet Attack. It's a threat. It's not the way the deck is designed.
I think we'll have to disagree on that one. I think you do design your deck around Goku's Kamehameha because the whole point of Goku is getting all of your drills into play and rejuvenating them from the discard pile.
True, but I think the deck is designed to control with the drills and then just has Kamehameha in. Kamehameha is fun to win, but against any black deck, they're going to scatter first turn, like you said. They're going to search and technique it. I mean, they could do a lot of different things. If it hits your discard pile, they can remove it. I think it's more just a threat, like... In the old days, the black control.
But it's a threat for a reason.
True.
Okay. I mean, you have to consider that if you get to the 4, if you utilize Kaioken, if you utilize Devouring Drill, and you get to 4, you can Kamehameha, discard all your drills, and then use your power to get them all back into play. So, I mean, there's that. Yeah. But so one of the things that we did is we actually broke down each style. We've played a bunch of games so far. I would say together we've played around 50 games.
Yeah.
I mean, myself, I've played around 15
pre-release and constructed and just playing pickup games here and there.
So and we've gotten a good overview of the different styles. So we wanted to look at each style critically and decide. Together we picked 3 cards that we felt were either define the style or give the style key cards, and we tried not to be so obvious. With some of them we couldn't overlook them, obviously. Yeah.
Some styles just have key cards that you have to play.
Right. Gonna pump. I want to try to have this be a little high energy. This is my first video in a while, so let's try to have fun.
The next time you should try to do this before we spend the night drinking.